to this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm Sam Stang, and this is Reaper. Now, Reaper is a name that I got from a video game called Overwatch, and the reason behind that is because the guy is just so badass and just so playful, but is kind of underrated at the same time. And that reminded me of, well, Reaper, because the 3.7 liter Mustang is definitely underrated by a lot of different means. Now, it's not supposed to be hyped up as a 370Z or a Q60 or any of these GTR, any of these super powerful V6s, because those have a lot more going on for them, being mechanical wise, and Ford just kind of made this as a fuel economy yet power at the same time. Now, they did advertise even in their pamphlet, oh, with an X-pipe and with this much horsepower and this much fuel economy. The car definitely was geared more towards having power and fuel economy, but not outpowering the V8. Now, it did in the last gen that it had, and that was great. But the thing with this car is I've had it for about a year now, and I had it for 56,000 miles, and I'm grateful to have the chance to even really experience this guy. Yes, the car is on. It's going to stay on. You can see the decal spot I was talking about over there. But I don't think I was talking about it, actually. But let's start with the ownership review. Now, this car, like I said, I had it for about a year. Okay, a really cool car. It's absolutely given me zero problems. Like, literally, I have not had a single problem with this car at all. It's never stuttered on startup. It's never done a certain thing, or it's never really done anything bad to me. Now, drivability, I drove an 03 Mustang before this. I still have it. I just don't drive it anymore, and it's in my driveway. But the drivability of this car, before I even started modding it, was so stable. I know that sounds crazy for, a live rear axle or whatever, but it just is a stable car. It didn't feel like I was having any drawbacks when driving it. And when I was driving at higher speeds or accelerating, didn't feel like I was accelerating. And it's not because it's sluggish by any means, but it just felt so stable. I did opt for the automatic version at the time. I thought that it'd be more practical driving in the city, and I wasn't worried about fuel economy or anything like that, but it was just more so, automatic, can't afford a V8. I don't like the way the manual looks and how you have to turn it to the reverse and the other gear. Not to mention, I was just kind of learning how to drive stick then. I wasn't interested in a V8 or a V8 or manual. You know, those are the things that people first opt out when they get to the Mustang. V8 in this year would have the fog lights there in the grille, and it would have the heat extractors right here, and that's the only visible difference on the front end that you could possibly tell. I mean, the grill is a little bit different, but not so much you're like, oh, that's a V8 grill. You know, it's mainly the fog lights and the fact that it said very blatantly GT in the back here, that you knew it was a GT. Now, just to say this doesn't say a GT or whatever, you know, isn't a sure way of saying, hey, this is not a V8, because the Boss 302 has the same exact logo on the back. So do not judge any Mustang by that logo back there. And I'm saying that as both V6, V8, or Boss 302. You can't judge them. But would I recommend this car to anyone? Absolutely, man. Like, they're cheap right now. If you're you're an adult growing up and you're doing things on your own, go buy it. I mean, I only paid like 15 grand for this thing, or 15.9 realistically. And that was about a year ago, and the value did go down a lot, and I don't really know why. The value went down a lot. These things are cheap. They're so dirt cheap right now. It's an expensive power at a very cheap price. But that's not to say, oh yeah, whatever, you know, let's do this and this to it. You have to still, it takes a certain mindset to get a hold of this car. And that's because it is dangerous. High horsepower. Mine accelerates at 4.8 0 to 60 in a V6, and that's pretty damn good. I still have my 273 gears and everything. It just takes the right amount of knowledge with the car, right amount of dedication, and just not rush, and money management for sure. Because I opted for the 93 tune for my car, so now I'm paying 93 gas, which isn't really a big deal. But you know, it's a big jump from 87 all the time, so it is probably going to save you, might be about $5 on your fill up. I don't even fill this thing up all the time. One of the key things that comes to ownership mine, insurance on my car is about $136, $137, around that range, $159 sometimes. And like I said, this car is a great car. It hasn't treated me wrong at all. Only thing I can really recommend with it is everything. There's nothing that I would say this car isn't good with. You have to really be cautious of the live axle in the back, and once you actually understand how it works and how to control it, it's not scary. Like when you see those Mustang memes, those people can't drive for crap. And I mean that, because this car, sure, it can get dangerous and out of line, but if you know how the axle works, you just don't turn the steering wheel like this and get control. You just have to think about it, lay off the throttle, play with it a little bit, and the steering at the same time. It'll pop itself back into place. You know, this car is like a throwback from the 60s. That's why I love it so much. Classic window louvers. It has the fake gas cap there. Oh my God, that thing's so sick. I love it. It's a complete throwback to the 60s. My favorite is the 68 fastback, or 67, I don't remember. I think it's 68. It has that look. It has the tail light. I mean, oh my God, like come on. It's completely sick. It has sequential tail lights. This car has everything you really need for your beginning car, or just saving money but having fun and power. I went to the drag strip the first time a couple days ago, and I got a 13.5 as my best time. And there's a couple mods done to this, but nothing really. I didn't drown myself in it. And 13.5, someone commented me in the comments below on that video that was kind of what he was running on his Mach 1 back in the day. And I was like, wow, that car was highly revered. And this is a V6 that they always talk crap about. And it ran what that highly revered car ran early 2000s. I know from some of you people like, oh, that's over a decade ago. But, you know, it's still the concept remains behind it. I've never had a single problem with this car. Literally, no problems at all. And this is coming from someone who abuses the crap out of this car. Like, I literally rev this thing past 7,000 all the time. Now that I have a tune, I always take it to 7,500. And not just to, you know, shift there, because I know exactly where the power band works and how all that kind of crap. But I like to have fun. To that exhaust note, I mean, listen to this. But we recommend the car. It hasn't given us any problems, and I abused the crap out of this thing. But this has been Sam Stang, and I'll see you next time.